this song. I thought I wrote this song. And I wrote all these lyrics, and it was moving out. Anthony works in the grocery store saving his pennies for someday. The original melody was that I thought that I wrote was this. Anthony works in the grocery store, saving his pennies for someday. Mama Leone left a note in the door. She said, "Sonny, move out to the country." So I showed this to the band, and Liberty goes, "You schmuck. That's Laughter in the Rain by Neil Sedaka." So I said, "You mean I wrote all those words for nothing?" So I was so mad that I wrote another.
Billy Joel, complete retold. Now let's discuss the song that got Billy the most notoriety from the Stranger album, Billy's classic, Just the Way You Are.
Most people, I think, are under the assumption that Just the Way You Are was the first record I put out. We were on the road, I think that was 77 to 78. We were on the road for that, and the crowds just started getting bigger. We started playing Coliseums, and all these people all of a sudden came out of the woodwork. And we'd play Just the Way You Are. Wow, the house would come down. Oh, people go crazy. So we'd look at each other like, yeah, I guess the record's doing okay, because we weren't getting the trade magazines. We didn't know what was going on. We were just on the road. And, even the mail changed. People said, "I don't know who you are, but I really like that album, and I'm glad you decided to go into the music business." And I'm reading this mail going, man, I've been in the music business for, 4 albums already.
And here's a trivia fact for you Billy Joel fans. Billy's original inspiration for Just the Way You Are was actually to write it out of boredom.
I was sitting in the middle of a meeting. I was talking to some accountant, something real boring, and my mind was wandering like, what am I going to have for lunch? And I don't care. And then this thing came into my head. And I had to go. I had to go right away. Where are you going? I said, I have to go to the bathroom. And I went, and I never came back. And I went home, and I went to the piano, and I started, don't go changing to try and please me. You never let me down before. Wow, I love this.
When I write a melody, I guess I write the chords along with the melody at the same time, and it's like in the first 3 chords that I'll come up with a melody, like Just the Way You Are. Okay, it was like da 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 da. It's like, wow, I like that. Instead of the typical way to do it would be da 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 da, but I went to the B instead of the E. Wow, how clever of me. You get a kick out of yourself when you come up with something that's a little bit different, and that kicks off the rest of the verse, for me anyway. I don't think about, will this be a hit? Is this going to be commercial? You might as well write beer commercials, if that's the way you're going to think, commercial. When we did Just the Way You Are, we walked out of the session kind of depressed. We were like, well, yeah, that's okay. That's good. And then it was this big thing. We were like, what? We didn't know. Musicians usually are the worst people to try to pick a hit record. You don't know. Sometimes a melody will lend itself to a particular kind of lyric. It's kind of the backwards way of songwriting from, I learned when I was growing up. Well, the way you write a song is you write a poem and you set it to music. But that's not the way it really has to be. You can write the melody first, but then you have to fit the words in. And they have to be just right. You can't say, na 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 na, for Pete. It doesn't make it. It's just melody and certain notes lend themselves to certain words and certain sounds. Just the Way You Are was originally called Don't Go Crazy. Don't go crazy. Don't be lazy. I don't know. So it's just to write a melody. Sometimes you have to use these stupid words just to get the melody going.
Just the Way You Are became the song that put Billy Joel on the musical map, but it almost didn't get put on the album because the band hated to play it so much.
Liberty threw his sticks at me and said, "I'm no damn cocktail lounge drunk." Because we couldn't come up with a drum beat. We were playing cha-chas, 1, 2, cha-cha-cha, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, cha-cha-cha, da-da-da-da. How do we do? So Phil came up with this thing that Liberty played. And Liberty's a rock and roll drum. Liberty used to play with Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels, you know. Right. Won't you come along with me? Linda Ronstadt, Phoebe Snow, happened to be walking through the studio during this particular time period. They hear the song and they're like, "You've got to put that on the album." It was, really? You're not going to put that on the album? You don't like? You're stupid guys. And so he's, oh, okay. And Phil was for it. We were fighting with Phil about that.
Yeah.
So that's how it ended up.
Who came up with that sort of backwards samba beat?
Phil Ramone.
Just the Way You Are seemed to catch the attention of everybody, including other famous musicians. In fact, it went on to become the most covered Billy Joel song by other performers and musicians, with over 200 different groups giving it a try, including such famous people as Frank Sinatra. I wonder, what does Billy think of old Blue Eyes' version of this classic love song?
The funny thing is, we used to make fun of that song at Soundcheck by doing this Las Vegas.